Test. 1, 2, 3.
Hello and welcome to NPR News. Today we're talking about the Turkish caramel crisis. They're out of caramel and they're really PO'd about it. Today we have our main correspondent, Sergeant Valerio Larson. He's here to talk to us about the political system in Turkey. Mr. Larson, you have the phone.
Yeah, in Turkey there is just far too little caramel. The citizens are really upset. We're afraid they might revolt. Oh God, they're outside.
Okay.
Send help.
Okay.
Listen! We want justice!
Oh no, and they brought Bane with them. Bane's here.
Hello. Today I'm going to steal all of it. Shut up, other Bane. I'm the only Bane here.
You don't wear the mask.
Shut up. I do wear the mask. All right, let's
It's
stop
time
this.
to help the revolution.
Let's stop this test and get on to the real business.
This is the cold open for the Bold of You to Say podcast,
Dear
starring me, greatest film student Alex Myers. Along with me is second greatest film student Gavin LeMade. Say hi, Gavin.
Hi.
And
all
along
I
with
got.
me is other film student Jared Milk. Say hello, Jared.
I noticed you didn't say greatest.
Yeah.
I
You got
feel-
something against
I feel
Jared, Alex?
insulted now.
Hey, Jared, you want to do a coup?
Yes,
Cool.
you know what? I
Oh
always
God,
do
they're forming a
coups.
coup.
Alex,
They're
you're
outside.
out of here. They're outside. Oh no.
They brought Bane with them.
You know what? I feel like Girl Scouts would have a better, PR campaign if they used Tom Hardy's Bane to like, get the point across.
Bold of You to Say.
Hello, these awful, slightly stale caramel crackers taste like crap, but they
Excuse
help
me,
multi-
crackers?
They're
No one cared who I
crackers.
was and how I
Who
started selling
really
cookies.
cares? Well, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Hello, I'm John Lennon. It turns out I didn't actually die. I got reincarnated as a dog, and I'm a dog.
Oh, it looks
Excuse-
like with us as a special guest for the pilot episode of Bold of You to Say, we have John Lennon.
I'm actually a dog now, but
I think the acid's really kicking in now.
yeah, probably. Anyway, Paul, he's always like off doing stuff, and he's like, hey, John, hey, I'm doing some stuff with Wings. Do you wanna help us out? And I'm always like, Paul, who cares? I'm John Lennon.
I'm John flippin' Lennon.
I'm John Truckin' Lennon.
I'm
I'm Vladimir Trucking Lennon.
all right. This is the part of the show where I explain what the premise is for this little project. Each one of us has come in with a bold statement that we would like to share. It's something about anything from movies to music, maybe even a little bit of history, movies about history, songs about history, history of songs and movies.
And history of history and how history is historic.
Yes. Each one of us has brought in a bold statement, and the others will respond with bold of you to say.
Bold of you to say. Sorry, I missed the mark.
All right. First up, Jared, would you like to share your bold statement?
No.
Bold of you to say.
Okay, that's the ending of our news.
That is bold of you to
I'm
say.
still deciding on one. You know what? We'll just do. Okay. I feel like Mr. Lucas, George Lucas of the Star Wars franchise, he ruined it. He was the reason it was bad for a while.
So you're saying it's not Jar Jar?
No, it's George.
It goes deeper than that. Who created Jar Jar?
The guy
Technically, George
that
Lucas.
decided to make the best episodes remastered and arguably worse.
George Lucas had a director's vision. It was a stupid vision at times. That's why he had other people there to check him. That's why the original trilogy was so great.
So amazing, yeah.
Yeah, the
I've-
remastered, the special editions are just him without the voice saying, "Dude, that's stupid."
Yeah, I feel like though everyone hates the prequels and craps on them all the time, but I feel like they're not as bad as the special edition edits.
Yeah.
Because the prequels are horrible. Don't get me wrong; they're absolute garbage. But there's a scene in Episode 6 Special Edition where it zooms out of Jabba's palace and then pans over to a tiny little sand rodent that farts and then winks at the camera. And that's the scene.
Gosh.
That's
Wow.
where we go.
Throughout
to
history.
the scene where Luke Skywalker just opens the door and like it's supposed to be a serious scene. The cutaway is from his palace, animal farting, and then Luke Skywalker opening the door.
Man,
Wait, so you're telling me that outside of your house, you do not have farting rodents that wink at the camera?
No, I don't. In
Why
my
would there be a camera outside your house?
Dude, what else would the rodent wink at?
So Jared, there's only one stipulation I have about this. Do you maintain the opinion that Solo shot first?
Yeah,
No, sorry.
no, he did.
Yeah.
Like, I hate how that was one of the things that they do. They have a scene where, like, because, you know, in the original one, Han Solo just straight up shoots Greedo in the face.
Yeah.
Because Greedo's
Yeah.
threatening to
It's not
kill him.
taking
He's
any
like, I'm
Greedo's
not going to
BS.
do that.
It's-
I'm the cool character. This is what the cool guys do. We commit murder in bars.
Yeah, it's like
So-
it's a character beat for
Yeah.
Han Solo.
But, like, in the new one, they have Greedo shoot above his head slightly. That was the first edit.
It's
And
so
it looks
weird how
so
they move.
weird,
They
like-
move his head.
Yeah, no, that's the second edit they do. And it looks like Harrison Ford's neck just dislodges itself and he just slides down like a snake to avoid the shot.
Okay,
He
it's
just,
like
he just like
terrifying.
dislodges his vertebrae. And just
You know-
Just his spine collapses
Ugh.
on itself and he
That's
just
just great.
avoids getting shot in the head, but at what cost?
At what
Hey, you
cost?
played the Arkham games, right?
Yeah?
So you know how like sometimes when you like beat an enemy and they like go limp, sometimes the body like it like glitches a little.
Oh, yeah, because of the ragdoll physics.
Yeah, they ragdoll and it like looks weird.
That's what happened.
That's
Yeah,
what that
no,
looks
that's what
like.
happened.
It looks like he ragdolled
God.
and his head just.
Let's not even talk, though, about that scene where they retroactively put in Jabba the Hutt and Boba Fett. Boba Fett looked good in that scene because he was the actor. Jabba the Hutt looked like garbage because
When
they just...
did they put in Jabba the
I
Hutt?
forget which edit it was. I think it was one of the first ones. But they put Jabba the Hutt in the scene where, like, it cuts, instead of them going to the Millennium Falcon, Han Solo goes first.
Is this?
Oh yeah, is it the
A New
CG
Hope?
one?
Yeah, this is
Oh,
a New Hope.
that's
It's one of
actually-
the,
He looks like a booger.
They
I
actually,
just
they
like
actually superimposed
Oh my
that
gosh.
over a deleted scene, like from 1977.
Yeah.
I know,
And they
but-
had an actor playing Jabba the Hutt.
but except he was
that
like
was
a Viking.
Back, that was back when he was like a guy that wore a vest.
Yeah, that was so
He just looked
bad
like a
looking,
Viking.
though.
He
looked
looked like a
like-
space Viking, a spiking.
He just looked like a slightly overweight dude,
Ugh.
and then they turned him into a slug.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a better choice though, because like Star Wars is known for like its weird aliens at times. So I feel like having just it be a fat guy in a vest would just be like, oh, that's underwhelming. Jabba the Hutt, it's just a guy.
I think it should have been just the like slightly overweight dude, but he still sounds like Jabba the Hutt.
it's like,
It's like- But it's just the lips don't even match up with what he's saying.
It's like the old anime,
It's like
like
Rita Repulsa.
it's like the old Japanese movies where it's just like, I have come to steal your honor, and it's like the mouth keeps on moving because they're talking in Japanese in the original thing.
You can tell that he's like saying words, but all you hear is
No, but another thing though, Boba Fett. Holy crap. He is. Everyone loves Boba
Oh, you're
Fett.
pressing all the wrong buttons there.
I love Boba Fett. He's one of my favorite characters, but he's also the most useless. Like,
That's true.
let's just talk about this. He was in all 3 movies, if you count the edit for the first one. And what does he do most of the time? He stands there and watches everyone else do their thing.
and then he has the greatest death.
Like
Oh,
there's
yeah.
there's this one scene. I actually like this scene from episode 5 that they edited in. It's Boba Fett starts just shooting down a corridor at Luke Skywalker before running away, because at least he's not just standing there doing nothing. But then, like, immediately following that scene, the next action scene he's in, his jetpack malfunctions, and also he misses a point-blank shot with a sniper rifle. Like, he's supposed to be the best bounty hunter in the galaxy, but he can't shoot a blind guy 2 feet away from him with his sniper rifle.
That sounds like
let's not miss the fact that it's pretty much more dangerous to have a small jetpack on your back that has explosive materials in it.
It is a bad idea, yeah, but it looks cool, and when done right, it is a very effective idea.
I mean, but think about it. Just a sniper would have to be like, oh, he's just flying there. Okay, pew! Then he's
Yeah,
done.
yeah, yeah.
Hit
No,
the
no,
hit
no,
the
no.
jetpack.
Yeah, that
he's
would
50
kill
feet
ya.
up. you're not gonna survive
But
that.
okay,
The
now
way that
let's
he
think of
dies
the other
is he gets poked in the jetpack with like
Yeah,
a
and it just
stick.
explodes, and
That
he
is
flies
what
into the mouth of a giant sand kraken.
Jeez, he had everything set up wrongly. Like, you, at least if you have a jetpack, you have to make sure there's at least some padding below you.
Can we
make
just
sure
talk
it's like
about
a snowy day.
how the great Boba Fett
was beaten by a blind guy.
intergalactic
Yeah.
badass
I hate that.
clone of a
Another.
of a great bounty hunter was taken out by a blind guy with a stick.
Yeah, no, it's just Harrison Ford got up and wanted to help, and he just can't see. Now, I feel like, though, Robot Chicken had the best explanation as to why that happened. That's just he was drunk from celebrating his victory the whole time. Because, I mean, like, that's another thing. There's the whole span between episode 5 and 6. What was that, like 5 years?
Yeah,
Or
somewhere
something.
around that.
And, like, I just love the idea that Boba Fett finally catches his rival, gets the job done, and what does he do? He just stands around and parties the whole time. He's like, yeah, I did it. Woo.
Go Boba!
Go
Woo,
Boba.
Bobes! Okay, but like going like when Boba Fett's dad, the guy,
Django, yeah,
Django.
Django
Yeah,
Unchained.
like,
Django
why-
was a much better bounty hunter
No,
because
yeah.
he at least knew how to fight like people who were better than him at other forms
but
of
look at-
combat.
Yeah.
But then he also just gets his head chopped off because he faces down Samuel L. Jackson.
It was a different time.
Let's look at the logic though behind him and his son. Like he was just like, you know what? I want to have all the responsibilities of a kid without any of the fun of making it. You know, he's just like, I want to.
So I'll just
I wanna
make
have,
myself.
Okay, but
I'll
you-
just make it myself.
Do you think
Women
you
are
really-
irrelevant.
Do you think
Let's
Jango
take it
Fett
there. Let's see what people are gonna like now about.
It's like
Do you
that.
think
What was he
Jango
saying?
Fett was not slaying?
Oh
I
my
don't.
God.
Do you think clones have like?
No,
Because they
okay.
only have like a lifespan of like 30 odd years,
Yeah.
right? And that's like their prime. So that means when they're 15, that's like when they're ready to roll. You
Yeah.
know. But like going that fast
They're
through
like- they're
puberty,
15
that
by the
must
time
be
they're, like, 3.
painful. I mean, it must be like, imagine like, you know, just growing pains, just general like, ow, my thigh hurts because my bones can't keep up with my muscles. You know.
It's a wonder they're not all heroin
Like, do you
addicts.
think the ages between like 14 and 15 is just non-stop pain?
Yeah.
Okay, look.
That's the trial by fire.
the
You make
trial
it
by
through
fire.
that, you're worthy.
It's already easy to like market like painkillers and drugs like that to like teenagers.
Like, look at the
imagine
clones.
a teenager that technically is like 4 and they're going through like intense growing pains just all at once. Imagine they would not be able to say no to just a little bit of heroin, and then you could get them hooked. You could hook the whole Republic Army.
Let's look at the medical term for heroin, sir. It's actually called hydrocodone. Okay,
That sounds like a Marvel villain.
and even then, it doesn't even matter if
So
you're addicted
anyway,
to heroin.
That's how the
because-
Separatists should have tried to take down the clone army. Just get
Just-
them all addicted to drugs.
Is that just like the opioid war, except it's just heroin instead?
But like,
Yes.
it doesn't matter if it's just clones because it's only going to go on for a max 30 years.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
For them
yeah,
at least.
no.
They're like, have you
Oof.
seen like not Jimmy, the guy one of the guys in the Rolling Stones? I forget his name, but he was addicted to heroin for like 30 years, and then he finally kicked it.
Oh
And-
God, wasn't Macaulay Culkin addicted to heroin?
Dude, Macaulay Culkin
He went
has
from
gone through the
goblin
weirdest.
to a normal human being like that.
Yeah, and I was actually kind of.
I'm so proud of him. He
Guys.
kicked his habit, and now he's a normal-looking human.
Macaulay
He's no
Culkin.
longer goblin.
Macaulay Culkin for the next Boba Fett.
Macaulay
I
Culkin
would
should
like
play
that.
Gollum.
I'm home alone. Looks like I can.
Jetpack explodes.
Shit.
and dies.
He just sets up like an elaborate like, what is this? The things where it's like one step after the Rube Goldberg machines.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
just like
yeah.
Boba
It's just-
Fett with like elaborate Rube Goldberg machines.
Just to kill
where it's
him.
just like, got you, Jedi. I was left home alone. That's how I know how to do this stuff. My parents decided work is more important than taking care of their one and only child. And why don't they like trust him either? They're like, he's like, Mom, I saw a guy walk into our neighbor's house and steal everything. And they're like, whatever, you dumb kid. Anyway,
You
Bold-
dumb child.
you dumb child.
Bold statement. Macaulay Culkin, whatever his character was in Home Alone, better bounty hunter than Boba Fett.
Yeah.
I kind of disagree, but that's just because I read the books, and he actually is cool in the books.
I don't
And-
read.
The
and
books are good. I like them.
Macaulay Culkin doesn't have a jetpack too. He doesn't have a jetpack. Doesn't have any like feasible weapons.
If you poke him in the back with the stick, he doesn't explode. He just says, ow.
One of my
Yeah.
favorite things, though, about Boba Fett is that people like him so much, like all the different writers, because none of the extra universe stuff is all connected. It's all random bits.
Yeah.
There's like 5 different stories where he's actually a Jedi secretly. Like he's force sensitive and he just knows this stuff. Like there's one of them. It was one of the ones where it's Han and Leia's kids. In one of them, Boba Fett trains them. Like, Boba Fett teaches them the ways of the Jedi.
So wait, Han Solo and Leia's kids, they get trained by Boba Fett.
Yeah, in one of the comics. Not comics.
So wait, is
novels.
Boba Fett just like
universe.
hey, about the time I sent you to that one gas
Yeah,
planet to get you
it's so
frozen carbonite?
weird. It's
Can I train your kids now to like kill people? And he's like,
No. I think it was someone
Let's
like Han
see.
Solo wanted to teach his kids the best way how to survive the galaxy, so he went to the only guy he
You
knew.
are more than
the
willing
guy
to
who
hand
died
me in.
twice.
You were more than willing to hand me into like the galaxy's most fearsome Sith Lord to
But-
be killed or frozen in his carbonite and then eventually killed. How about I just give my children to you to train?
No, he's like a different guy. Also, he's like a completely changed person. He's like, oh hey, what's up,
Did he
Han,
find
my
Jesus?
friend?
Did he
Yeah,
find
no,
Jesus?
It's been a while. I think that is something like he discovered the Force and he just became a monk.
Hashtag
It's so weird.
Hashtag Jesus actually Jedi.
But while we're on the topic of Star Wars, worst things ever.
Were we ever not on the topic of Star Wars?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, we've been talking about Star Wars for half an hour.
Is that a problem though?
I
Star
feel
Wars
like-
is good.
I feel like we should move
I'm
on to
just
the next
being a
bold
stickler.
statement.
You
We
think so?
should, but I
Yeah.
just want to say though, what the heck is a Tarkin? And what's a Grand Moff? No, Tarkin was his name. No, what's a Grand Moff?
It's like it's a rank in the.
It's actually a position.
Yeah, it's a rank
Okay,
in the
okay,
military.
No, I mean like a
like in the Star Wars military.
They
fun position. for
They
baby
call
making.
him a military governor. Like in the movie, why don't you just call him Governor Tarkin?
Because
like-
he's a grand moth.
What does that mean?
When I was a kid, I thought.
Do you
when they
think
said
he has
Grand
mothballs?
Moff- He's just
my
a
God.
giant moth.
Grand Moff. That's why he likes the Death Star so much. It has the big bright light on the inside.
You know the cookies
He's
that
just
they
a moth.
you know the cookies that they brought us for the
Oh
for
yeah.
Camp Day? Yeah, they're so great. They're just like Grandma used to make.
Oh my God. All right, next statement. Who's got the next
I
one?
got it. I would make the claim that if Mario, the video game character, was actually a gangster rap artist, he would be one of the best gangster rap artists ever. When you think about it, all right, he's an Italian plumber. He's not making a bunch of money. Look at his clothes. You're like, just red and blue. That's not that expensive, I don't think, at least.
Right.
And he kills without regard. He's just like, hey, there's just a Goomba in front of me. I know how to solve this. Just step on him.
Mario kills people without remorse.
Without
Mario kills people.
Guys, think about it. Have you ever seen? Guys, think about it. Have you ever seen Mario cry?
Another
Well,
thing I
no.
want to say though is like that wouldn't work because Mario has one of the worst voices ever.
I'm gonna kill you.
I'm not gonna kill you. I want you to make
He's in the-
rhymes with a voice like
He's
that.
in the mafia.
He's in the mafia.
He's in the
Capiche?
Italian mafia.
He's just,
Oh,
but that's
he-
how he gets him. He starts out really innocent and like, oh, I'm Mario. I
Now,
step on turtles.
I do
and then he
wanna-
goes like, now where's my money?
I do want to piggyback on your statement, but I do agree that he is not really a plumber, but maybe he's actually an insurgent agent from another country here to take over.
What other country is there?
I don't know, but I mean,
There's-
like, let's look at it.
I mean,
Here we
Mushroom
have
Kingdom and Hyrule are
the
like in the same
Mushroom
world.
Kingdom is like on the verge of economic collapse because they're
Inflation.
only like everyone's gone.
Oh my god.
And there's a rising power of Bowser who's trying to bring in capitalistic ideas. I'm not saying that this is what really is going on, but Russia might have had a bit of involvement with Mario's sudden appearance in the Mushroom Kingdom. I'm just saying, isn't it
Russians
ironic
hacked the Mushroom Kingdom
that a
election.
man dressed in red who's Italian just shows up in a place that is inhabited by mushroom farmers and what is clearly not an Italian princess to take on a giant turtle monster who wants to take out the monarchy.
It's pretty much the military-industrial complex, right? So, like, Bowser... Okay, let's start from the beginning. Mushroom Kingdom...
From the
massive
beginning,
massive
there was
inflation.
nothing.
Mushroom Kingdom, massive inflation. They have these 3-inch thick platelet gold coins that they use
That's
for currency.
another thing.
Okay.
Can we just
They
talk
have
about how the
those-
blocks are people?
Yeah.
Mario kills a lot of people.
Yeah, and they're not even like on the other side. They're
Like-
Mushroom Kingdom citizens that were turned into blocks.
He's just like, I need the power up.
He kills indiscriminately.
I wonder-
Peach
should
is
be,
like Trump. She's just like, I need to build a wall. Turn them into blocks.
No, she's not Italian either. She's just, we need to build a wall. Like,
She's like Michael Jackson. She's like, we need to build a wall.
speaking about Michael Jackson, off topic a bit, but did you
A bit.
have you guys ever seen Men in Black 2?
Oh, Michael Jackson's an alien.
Yeah, he's in it, and he's also trying to be an agent, and I love that so much.
would you be surprised if Michael Jackson was actually an alien?
Like, my
To be
favorite thing, though,
honest,
here is the story of how that happened. Michael Jackson really wanted to be in Men in Black.
He also
was like,
he also really wanted to be
I'll
in
be
a
your
Spider-Man
Agent
movie.
J.
Dude, he tried to buy the rights to Spider-Man so he
Just
could make a
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man movie.
Would he be Spider-Man?
Yeah. We almost got that.
Can you imagine
But then we
did
got
we
Tobey
get
the
Maguire.
upside down kiss?
I think he
scene?
tried to buy the rights.
He just
And, like,
pulls
the-
it up Fedora. Oh!
I think he tried to buy the movie rights in the 90s.
Oh my god, I wish that would have went through.
I want that alternate timeline.
You got Michael Jackson swinging through New York City, singing like, freaking, what's a good song he'd be singing at
I'm
that
bad.
point?
Except
No,
not really.
no.
Because of Spider-Man.
Yes, he'd be singing bad as Spider.
He'd be singing The Way You Make Me Feel, but like to the spider.
Just leave me alone. Just leave me alone.
You know what's funny? Like, if you mess up the ratio of Spider to Man and Spider-Man, Spider-Man becomes like really weird. Because like he ends up being like, okay, I have pizza, I'm gonna wrap it in my own excretions, and then put it in my web to consume on a later date.
That's why I like
Oh.
it when the web shooters are mechanical.
One of my
That's
favorite
true.
things I've read, there's a villain in Spider-Man called the Thousand. Would you like to know how he got his powers?
Can I guess?
Yes.
He's walking down the street and he saw an alpaca. And he's like, I really need mittens, so I'm gonna go cut off some fur. And he cut off some fur and made some string.
No,
And
that's Kraven the
Spider-Man
Hunter.
was like, that's me now, that's mine. And he took his string and then he was like, oh, it's like Spider-Man, my hands are cold. And then he uses his frozen hands to make really impossibly hard punches.
No, the Thousand is a guy that discovered Peter Parker's secret that he was Spider-Man, got jealous.
Like Peter Parker's Spider-Man?
Oh my god.
Wait, what?
Got jealous, went back to the lab where Peter Parker got bit, found the dead spider, tried to make it bite him. It didn't work, so he ate it, and then his insides turned into thousands of sentient spiders.
Isn't
That's-
that Miles
Oh!
Morales?
No, God, no.
There is a scene where the guy. Like,
I would like to see that guy get his prostate
here's
checked.
the
Oh,
terrifying
he just,
part,
the
though.
doctor
Ah!
comes in and is, what do I feel?
Oh, I just imagine the doctor.
That's not a rectum.
Pulls his head out. There's just spiders.
I just imagine him like putting it in,
No,
and then
that's
like
not what
just
you'd
spiders
expect to get on your
consume his
fingers.
body.
There's a part in the comic where the guy confronts Spider-Man at his apartment, because this is when Peter Parker wasn't a multi-million-dollar corporate owner. He was actually a kid, and needed
Is
an
that what
apartment.
happens?
Yeah,
no,
he becomes
and,
basically Jeff Bezos.
After the Doc Ock becomes Spider-Man for a while, he takes over Peter Parker's body, and he's like, I want to be Spider-Man now. And so he starts his own company, and it becomes a multi-million-dollar company, and Spider-Man's just overnight successful.
Yes.
That all goes away because after Peter Parker comes back in the new comics, the entire thing collapses economically, and he's in so much debt he has to sell the entire company, which is good. I like that because Peter Parker, Spider-Man, should be like the people's hero, not Tony Stark.
A hero of
But
a working
with-
man.
Yeah, he needs to be a communist.
No, why does he do that? I mean, he has a multi-million-dollar business. Go to the government and say, "Hey, I'm going down. Give me money. Give me taxpayer money so that I can help the economy, even though I'm not actually going to do that."
Well, because he hasn't bought any politicians. Because
Yeah.
he's not a good businessman.
Yeah, no, Doc
first
Ock
thing that
just
you should
wanted
invest in
Spider-Man
is
to be
Congress.
successful
Yes.
because Doc Ock needed funding to make hundreds, if not thousands, of spider drones to patrol the city for him.
So
Wouldn't
he
that be
makes
like
the
a
company
huge
so
threat
he
to
has
national
funding for
security?
the spider drones.
Yeah, that's why Spider-Man has a company in the Superior Spider-Man I want to talk about my favorite Spider-Man. His name is Spiders-Man. Would you like-
Spiders-Man.
He's one of my favorite. He's a bad guy Spider-Man for the greatest reason also. What happens is, you know how it's the spider bites Peter and then Peter turns into Spider-Man?
No, never heard about that one.
Well, it's opposite with this one. The
He
spider...
bites a spider?
No, the
He's-
spider
Come
still-
here, spider! Arr!
The spider still bites Peter.
The
But
spider
then
becomes a
he
human.
dies because he's got a horrible allergic reaction to it. And then the spider gains sentience along with thousands of other spiders, and they feel really bad. So they also start thinking they're Peter Parker, and they become Spider-Man. They assume a form, which is just a costume made entirely out of thousands of spiders
Ugh.
that are just falling off
Ah.
all
I
the
would
time.
love
All you
nothing
need is,
more
like, a gust
than
of
to
wind.
explore that further.
like-
I'd love nothing more than to explore that further,
And-
but we have to
no,
cut
You
this
guys,
short.
we actually have to go.
We have.
yeah.
This is the end of part 1 of the pilot episode of Bold of You to Say. We will see you tomorrow, but for you it'll be like a second away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See you guys around.
Bye.
See ya. Love you all.
Hello, we are back.
Nice.
Only 2 weeks later. It's been like 2 weeks since we recorded the first half, right?
About, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we should get to our next bold statement.
I think
I'm gonna-
it's you.
Yeah,
now?
it's
Yeah.
mine.
Gotcha.
I got the ball. Gavin, we can save yours for the next episode.
Sounds good. I can do that.
All
Oh,
right.
his was the Mario one, right?
No,
No, I have a
he
new
has
one.
another one.
Because I'm ADD like that.
Yeah. We'll have that for the episode that we have Mord in for.
Yeah.
Yeah, next episode we're gonna have Mr. Mord before he leaves to be a stay-at-home dad.
Yeah. I'm happy that he's like finding something. Like he,
Yeah,
not
good
that he's.
for him.
I'm not happy that he's,
He's also
leaving.
gonna be making poetry.
Isn't his
videos.
daughter named like Clementine? I think that's really adorable.
Something poetry and artsy.
Adorable.
I can imagine him doing that because he did. That's his daughter's name.
What a sweetheart of a man.
I know. Yeah, I was just gonna about to say something bad there, but I can't because I'm being recorded and I won't be able to get to college if they record something bad about me.
Well, now I'm curious.
Nah.
All right, we'll get to my bold statement. I would posit that out of any fictional character in a zombie apocalypse, the one that would do the best would be Miss Frizzle from the Magic School Bus.
Okay, why is that?
Well, basically, she's God.
No.
Okay, so most people, when they think of a zombie apocalypse, they think, oh, I'll drive away. The more advanced thinkers think, oh, I'll fly away. Miss Frizzle
Guys.
would get in her bus and go to Pluto.
Guys, I watch Rick and Morty. Only intelligent people can understand that.
To be
God
fair,
damn.
it takes a very high IQ to understand the
Rick
Magic
and
School
Morty.
Bus.
That looks good.
You think so?
Yeah, it looks really good. I'm sorry, he's drawing a picture right now. It looks pretty alright.
I'm not a very good
I would
artist.
disagree though, because here's the thing. It's like there's a conversation I have with someone about like the best way to survive an apocalypse. He says, get into a giant tower and just barricade all the entrances and stuff. Now, here's the problem with that. Food. Like, what's she gonna do?
Man.
Eat atoms?
That's what you do.
I don't think atoms have enough calories to keep the human body going.
It
Now
does
here's
if
what
it's
you
Jared.
do. You build up as much of a food supply as you can at
And
whatever
then-
your base is.
Just-
And then when the food supply runs thin, just eat the weakest one. Number 1, it solves the food crisis. Number 2, less overpopulation in the base.
Jesus Christ, Alex.
Just have babies and just when they come out, deep fry them.
Deep fried them.
It's like Planned Parenthood but delicious.
Kentucky
Should I?
fried.
Am I
Oh
allowed
my
to say
God.
that?
Kentucky fried Planned Parenthood.
It's
Like, is that
like,
something like I'm allowed to say?
It's like those
I'll
water
allow
birth
it.
I'm
things,
sorry.
except she's just sitting in like a deep fryer.
deep fryer water bird.
Jeez.
Oh god.
Oh, that would hurt.
You know, the smell of burning skin is a horrible smell. I don't want to know what
Not
it smells
Ted
like
Bundy.
when fried. Oh my god.
Have you watched that Ted Bundy show on Netflix?
Bed Tundy.
No,
Ted Tundy.
I was at the hospital. I've been busy.
Oh, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm.
I mean, you don't have to
Probably.
disclose in front of the camera.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say what it
microphone.
was because I'm embarrassed by it.
Oh,
Alex knows because he took a guess.
Oh,
I'm not-
was that a right guess?
Yeah, no,
Oh, wow.
that's what
Nice.
happened. No, it wasn't nice. It was terrifying.
No, I'm saying it's nice that I got it right. I like being
Yeah.
right.
I remember one time I
Jesus.
had the flu, and
Oh.
I actually had diarrhea 12 times in a row, and then threw up twice.
Oh wow.
Anyway, I was so dehydrated that like my hands started feeling tingly and my lips started feeling tingly, and I looked down at my hands and I figured out they were in fists, and I was like, oh, I'm not doing that. Uh-oh. Like, they were, like, legit, like, completely cramped, like this. And I was like, I'm not doing this. I don't know what's going on with my body right now. Maybe I'm dying. So I told my dad, and he's like, drink water. And I drank water, and then I vomited.
Yeah, that's what
Ooh.
the doctors told me. They told me I'm not drinking enough water. Like, that's basically it. It's like,
You know who else drank water? Hitler.
Hitler drank water. Look
are
what
you
happened to
saying
him.
I'm Hitler?
Yes.
I'm not
That's
saying it.
so
I'm insinuating
rude.
it.
That's really good. Oh, is that the SCP?
No, it looks like him because I based it off of him. Again, I'm fixing a picture.
For the viewers at home, Jared is showing off his wonderful artwork.
I'm not showing off. I just wanted
Anyway, I'm
to
sorry.
fix some of it.
Back to Miss Frizzle.
Yeah, back to the
So,
topic at hand.
she would go to. Oh, well, then that picks up the question: is it safer to be on Earth during a zombie apocalypse, or on a planet where literally like everything will kill you instantly?
I mean, Australia?
Here's the thing, though. Like, if you go to Australia, like to the most dangerous part of Australia, just drive out there, right?
That's just the middle
And
of
You're
you
assuming that Australia
Strip
exists.
naked, and you walk out there for like maybe 10 minutes or so.
You're dead.
You're not gonna die. No, it's 10 minutes. You're gonna go out there. You're like, oh, it's really hot. Maybe you'll sweat a little bit because dang, it's all freaking Australia. You know, the
Even
freaking
the
Aussies are there,
plants
and
in
they're pretty hot too. Have you
Australia.
seen Australian people? They're like, they're jacked, and they're like, oh, I'm Australian. I'm like,
That's not a knife.
that's not a knife. This is a knife.
Are you jealous
Anyway,
of Australia?
but if you go into the outback for 10 minutes and you just
a
walk
little
out
bit
and then
jealous.
walk back to your car and drive home, you're gonna survive. If you do that on Pluto, if you go to Pluto and you're like, you know
Pluto
what, I want to go for a
has-
little stroll for 10 minutes out in this like negative 250 degree, no,
You don't
250
understand.
degrees Celsius.
You don't understand. Miss Frizzle has the power of science and education on her side.
Science and she has the power of Common Core education on her side.
Common Core and a magic
School
school
bus.
bus.
Wouldn't that be a danger to national security? Wouldn't at some
Yeah,
point
why
this-
haven't
I don't
they
know.
detained
wouldn't the
the
CIA
big
be like,
bus?
listen, okay, this magic school bus BS.
She can make people see sound waves. You don't think she has stuff to survive on Pluto?
I just want to say, didn't Arnold like
Die multiple
in
times.
space?
Hashtag
Probably.
Arnold is the actual
How
Kenny.
did they fix that?
Well, he's actually
I
Kenny.
knew I
He's like-
should have stayed home today.
Dies.
He's actually Kenny's.
Peter Parker in Infinity War.
Yeah.
Mr. Stark, I knew I should have stayed home today.
Turns out,
I want an episode like how they go inside the human body like 5 times.
Yeah.
Again, why do they do that? Like one field trip through someone else's organs wasn't enough, Miss Frizzle. You want to traumatize the kids a bit more?
Well,
I
they
feel like
wanna-
there's
they
a
wanna
I feel like
see-
there's a joke to be made about going inside a human body.
Oh, shut up. But like, I want to see the episode where Arnold gets like dragged away by white blood cells and he's just ripped apart.
It's like the HJ, but it's white blood cells.
sounds like my
Yeah.
Friday night. It's like the SS. They're like, we
Bacteria.
noticed that you are not red blood cells.
Like Miss
Do you have
Frizzle's
your
like watching in
papers?
horror from the bus, like Arnold, no! And Arnold's like, I should have stayed home today.
I should have stayed at home today, Miss Frizzle.
Oh my god!
Dude, so many franchises, so many stories would be completely different if someone just decided to stay home. Star
Yeah.
Wars, what if Luke just decided to stay home?
He'd be dead.
Wait,
like don't
didn't
they just
they-
like walk in and just murder everyone? They like light them on fire or
Didn't-
something.
Didn't Miss Frizzle go inside? Okay, hang
But
on.
they were looking
Let's
for
take
the
this into
droids,
context.
so-
She went into her bus. That sounds even worse. She went into her bus and then went inside one of her students. Because the student had the flu, and they were like, let's learn about
They were gonna,
Hashtag
they were gonna
me
learn
too.
about the flu and
Learn
also
about the
remove it. But like, yeah, no, Miss Frizzle has gone inside at least every single student's body at least once.
At
I mean,
least
I remember
once.
the one time they went inside a sandwich to learn about that, and then Arnold accidentally ate them.
I'm gonna take what you said and I'm gonna post it with no context.
With no context.
Dang it.
Hashtag-
Miss Frizzle has been
Oh,
inside
no.
all of her students.
But like seriously though, if you're in a zombie apocalypse, at least you can go for a stroll for 10 minutes. And like, yes, it's dangerous, but like, you can go naked and still live on Earth. But if you do that on Pluto, like, you're just dead.
Yeah,
Like,
Pluto's only source of liquids
Is
is
frozen.
a frozen pool of poison.
Yeah.
That's in the shape of a heart.
I
Aww.
think
It's
But Pluto's like God. It'll kill you on a whim,
It's
but
like-
it secretly loves you.
my favorite thing I ever read was that Pluto's heart wasn't always filled with poison. Scientists made it that way by denying it access to being a planet. she's not a planet. Now Pluto's just this, like, poison-filled, evil thing.
Before, it was, like, green and lush, and there were trees and...
But ever
fucking
since
meadows.
losing its planet status, Pluto's become a
Pluto's-
poison-filled wasteland.
it's a downward spiral.
Pluto has gone into alcoholism, and...
And Macaulay Culkin itself.
Macaulay Culkin itself.
Pluto got addicted to heroin.
This Justin,
It's a
we found a
goblin.
ring system around Pluto that consists of wine and beer bottles.
Wine, beer bottles, and a lot of Home Alone.
That was a nice callback.
A lot of Home Alone
That is
movies
a nice
and, like,
callback.
weird messages to its old lovers about how he misses it.
Did Macaulay Culkin do that?
No, probably not.
I don't know. He was coked out a lot of times.
I think the best character in
Yeah.
Home Alone 2 is Tim Curry's character. I forget his name, but he's the best character.
Yeah.
I like the hammer
The hammer.
that he used in that one trick. That
Oh,
one
yeah.
thing. That one. That was my favorite cameo.
You know, I love Tim Curry's like filmography though. He's gone from playing like a
Yeah, he played Frankenfurter
He played
and Pennywise.
Frankenfurter. He played Frankenfurter from Rocky Horror.
I
Pennywise
can't
from
wrap
it.
my mind around those
He
two
played
people being the same
Satan.
guy.
He played Satan in the movie Legend. Like one of the most iconic images for like Satan in fictional. I guess.
17 guys.
Oh, all right. We got 3 minutes.
You know, Frankenfurter. Tim Curry was in the. They
Broadway
remade.
play,
They remade Rocky Horror Picture Show. Yeah, I don't like it
Yeah,
either.
I've
but
seen that.
but Tim Curry played the historian guy. The
I like
narrator.
that. That's nice, but the thing is, they had a transgender person play Frankenfurter, who's a
Yeah, Laverne Cox.
transvestite. The problem is, like, he wasn't a
I just don't think it's
transgender
something
person. He was a transvestite, which is like they dress up as women, but they're still dudes.
Hey, Alex,
Yeah.
So like that's the problem.
Can I
Like,
try on your shoe?
You want to try on
Try.
my
I want to
shoe?
try it on your shoe.
You want to try on my
If you
shoe?
guys don't know, Alex here is wearing some very fashionable Chelsea boots, which are the famously known as the boots that the Beatles wore. And I just asked him if I could
gosh.
try his boot on because
It'll
speaking
probably
of the
be
Beatles,
too big.
how's Ringo doing?
How's Ringo doing? Have you guys seen his MS Paint paintings?
He makes MS Paint.
He makes
paintings?
look it up.
Hey, we
MS
have a caller calling in. Oh, look, it's John Lennon. John Lennon, you're on the phone.
Hey there. So me and Yoko are painters sometimes.
Didn't
and
he die?
I got shot.
No,
yes,
he's right here.
Yes, I got shot 5 times in the back.
But
and
he's okay now.
I went and then I did what Hitler did and fled to Venezuela. I'm joking. Well, it wasn't even Venezuela.
It was Argentina.
Argentina.
He's in Argentina right now. We
Even
have
if
him on the
he-
phone.
Hello.
That's Wario.
Hello.
Wario is Hitler. Wow.
Thank you.
Hitler actually
But-
did the voice of Wario.
No, like pull it up though. Like go to Safari and look up Ringo Starr MS Paint paintings. It's really funny
Yeah,
because it's really bad. Ringo Starr MS Paint.
I think it's.
So this is kind of over. Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta go.
Excuse me.
Oops, sorry.
So we have
Go soon.
Tombot.
Special guest, Mr. Mord in the
Hello,
house.
Mr. Mord. And
You guys,
this is
this
Miss
Mrs.
T.
T.
Hi, Mrs. T.
hello. Or as the Russians would say, "Hello, comrade."
What?
Or as the Italian.
Oh.
You like that one?
Oh wow, these
Thank you,
are
I'm here all
beautiful.
What?
Guten Tag.
5D.
Isn't it great?
new
Like, look at
mirrorless.
that. Look at the. I feel blue.
Is Ringo okay?
So this mirrorless.
I wouldn't be surprised if his.
Can you
like,
get the door?
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if his brain cells are so cooked that like, by this point, like.
All right, all that stuff with Mord is going in the extended cut.
Alright, we gotta go soon.
So,
It's 11:19.
Yeah, these Ringo Starr paintings are just.
We'll record more tomorrow.
They're beautiful.
All
This
right.
has been the pilot episode of Bold of You to Say. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next episode.
Stay around, guys.
Yeah,
And
we're gonna
if-
get Mr. Mord in as a guest for the whole episode, not just a little 2-minute cameo.
Yeah.
We're gonna light
House
a
on
bunch
fire.
of books on
Oh,
fire. Maybe a house too.
maybe a house.
I mean, if you didn't like the podcast, I mean, I don't judge you, but I
Yeah.
disrespect you.
I mean, it's a bit of an overreaction for setting your house on fire.
I don't know. I had my girlfriend listen to what we have so far.
Yeah, I mean,
and
I
she
actually
liked it. She
like,
liked it.
Yeah, like I.
Did you
sent-
listen to it?
That's good.
I listened to a little bit of it on
She
Instagram.
knows not to
it was
insult the
like
king.
it was something that caught my
Alright, that's
attention
the bell.
definitely,
We
mostly
gotta
because I was hearing my own voice.
All right,
but
all right. We gotta
Thank
stop
you for shopping
recording
at
now.
CVS. Have a nice night.
This has been Bold of You to Say.
Night and have a good morning. All that stuff.
Really shocking.